Om Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Om Gum Gurubhyo Namaha Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Om Aim Saraswatyai Namaha Om Gananam Tva Ganapati Gum Havamahe Kavim Kavinam Upamasravastamam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Anashrunmannudibhissi dasadanam Om Shri Mahaganapataye Namaha Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchidanandamurtaye Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Nidalambaya Tejase Om Yasyatmabhudasya Guraprasadat Aham Vimuktospi Samsara Bandhat Sarvopadashtu Shivananda Murtehe Murdvakriyukmam Pranadosmi Nityam Dayasindhum Dina Bandhum Shastrarthabodhana Patum Maskarindra Varam Naumi Sri Chidananda Sadgurum Om Praninam Dukkhahartaru Jnanado Bhuvanamuktaye Shivananda Chidananda Ashraye Guru Sattamo Om Shantatmanam Pranadasulabham Siddhavidya Prabhavam Bhaswadrupam Sugunanilayam Dvastakarmadivargam Prajnavritam Nijasamadhyam Taradham Tyagivadyam Sakshat Isham Mama Gurupatam Shivanandam Natosmi Shivanandam Natosmi Om Tvatpadam Bujamarchayami Paramam Tvam Chintayam Yannaham Tvam Isham Sharanam Vrajami Vachasam Tvameva Yache Vibho Viksham Medisha Chakrushim Sakarunam Divyaischidam Prarthitam Shambho Loka Guru Madhya Manasaha Saukyopadesham Guru Shambho Loka Guru Madhya Manasaha Saukyopadesham Guru Om. We've been going through some of the verses of Apayadikshadar, his work called Atmarpana Stuti. Atmarpana Stuti is an experiment which Apayadikshadar conducted on himself. When I go mad, what will be my thought? What thoughts will come in my mind? So he induced madness in him, and during that period, whatever he told, his disciples took down, and there are 50 verses. They are called Atmarpana Stuti. So even when he was mad after Bhagavan Vishwanatha. So we have been going through this as part of this Platinum Jubilee celebration of Vishwanatha Mantra Pratishtha. Some of the slokas we have seen, and one or two slokas we will see today. And I don't think we will be able to continue because other programs are there. So some few slokas we will see today. So earlier, Apayadikshadar, in one of his prayer, it's one of his slokas, he says that they say that in the last moment of our life, if we can remember God, then Smaran Muktva Jajityande Kalevaram is there. So, if we can remember in the last moment of our life Bhagavan's name, Bhagavan, then all the papa will be removed, you will be free from all those things, and you will attain moksha, they say. Then he raises a doubt. What is the guarantee that I will be able to remember you in the last moment? At that time my prana may not be there. This was the prana utkranti samaya. and every junction will be paining. So you will be under the grip of severe pain. So whether you will think about the pain or think about Bhagavan. And another thing is, when you are in the last moment of your life, all people, relatives, son, grandsons, other people, they will all come around you and they will be asking me, are you able to recognize me? Do you hear me? And all these things they will be asking you. At that time, how will you remember? So now also we have seen that people are inflicted with dementia, amnesia. They are not able to think anything. Their brain is not properly functioning. They don't have any memory. The old age, there are so many problems are there. Sometimes they will not be able to remember their own name, where they are. So in such a condition, what is the guarantee that I will be able to remember you? So I may not be able to remember you at that time. So I will remember you now, he says. So I cannot remember you at that time, so I remember you now. In the Vaishnavacharyas also, they say in one of these Vaishnavacharyas, they say that at that time I will not be able to remember, now I remember. Appodai kippodai solli vetteen arangama nagarulani. In Tamil there is a work, they say, at that time I will not be able to tell your name, so now I say this, Vaishnavacharyas. Likewise, here also Apedikshadar, when he is offering prayers to Shiva, he says, I remember you now, and I surrender unto you now, he says. So that is the sloka we are going to see now. Adjivat tvat padanalinayor arpayamyandara atman atmanam me sagapadikatihi adrikanyadhinata naham buddhum tava shivapadam nakriya yogacharyaha kartum shaknomyanitagatihi kevalam tvam prabadhye. So here he not only says, I remember you now. That is one aspect, I remember you now. I will not be able to remember in the last moment of life. I'm not very sure that my brain function, my mind will be perfectly okay to remember you. So I remember you now. In addition to that, he says, so Adyeva means now itself. Adyeva tot padanalinayor arpayam nyandara atman atmanam me sagapadikatihi adrikanyadhinata. Oh, he makes a sambodhana to Bhagavan. Adrikanyadhinata. Adri means Parvata. Himavan's putri Parvati. Parvatas. Himavan is Parvata. His daughter is called Parvati. So Parvati Natha, hey Parvati Natha, hey Adrikanyadhinata. Adyevat tvat padanalinayor arpayam antaratman. On your lotus feet, I offer my soul in toto at your feet. I offer myself, I place myself in toto at your feet. Then he also makes one statement actually. Atmanam me sagapadikadehi. Sagapadikadehi means saparivara. Saparivaram I place myself at your lotus feet. So I offer myself unto your lotus feet. All my property will go to my son. All other things will go to my son, daughter. That it is not that. Saparikarehi. All of them, totally I will place it under your feet, he says. Totally, not only me, I place my whole family at your feet. My everything under your feet. Why I do this? Because I do not know how to do this. Naham buddhum tava shivapadam nakriya yogacharyaha. I do not know other karmas. This Apedikshadar is a great Dikshita, Yajnika. He knows all the Shastras very well and he has done Yajnas, Somayaga ityadi. But he says, I do not know any Kriya, nor the Yoga Charya. Other yogas I do not know, so I cannot do all those things. So only thing I can do is I can totally surrender myself unto you. Kartum shaknom anitaragatihi. Anitaragatihi. Itaragatihi na. I have no other refuge. I have no other support. You are my only support. So the Prapatti Shastra, you cannot depend on God plus something. Those who are prepared to totally believe Him. So normally what we do, we pray to God and also we simultaneously work this side. Whatever we want, we will do this work also. He will take care of me. I will not do anything. Such a situation is not there because you don't have faith in Him. If you have 100% faith in Bhagavan, then He will take care of me. I will not do anything. Whether such a faith is there, whether anybody can do it, I will go on. We will go on to do one Mahamrityunjaya Havan and also do something. Why all these things? If you believe in that, you do that alone. Don't do other things. So, Anitaragati, Prapatti means, Sharanagati means what? Total acceptance. You will do it. Whatever you do is okay for me. If it is successful, that is you want. That's okay. If it is not successful, that's also okay. That bhava will not be there. Then what type of devotion it is? What is our relationship with God? We also doubt His capabilities. He will protect me. Such a faith is not there. He will protect me provided I do this also. That also you want to do. So he says, Anitaragatihi, I have no other gati, you are my only refuge. Kevalam tvam prapadye, I totally surrender to you only, nothing else. So that is Prapatti, that is actually Sharanagati Shastra. Anitaragati, Goptrutva Varanam, Rakshishyati iti Vishwasa, Goptrutva Varanam. He will protect me. I have absolutely no doubt. He will protect me and I have accepted Him. So such was the faith of those who have taken Sharanagati. Then people used to say Prahlada was doing this, Narayana, Narayana and all these things. Prahlada need not say Narayana. He has surrendered already. Whatever happens is acceptable to him. He never wanted Bhagavan to protect me like that. Whatever you want to do, you do. I have placed myself at your feet. So that is actually Sharanagati Tattva actually. So like this he says. Here, this certain specialities are there. One is Atma Samarpana and Saparivara Atma Samarpana. Saparikarehi Atmanam me Sahaparikarehi Agni Adriganya Sinata. So along with all my possessions, all my bandhu varga, everything I surrender unto you. Like that, this Parishadar says. So this is, the Sharanagati, this is one of the important points. You don't have anything of your own. Every day we say, Tvameva Mata cha Pita Tvameva, Tvameva Bandhu cha Saka Tvameva. What does it mean actually? If Bhagavan is everything, his mother, his father is everything, then whether that concept is there, Tvameva Vidya cha. He is one Vidya, you are my mother, you are my father. So everything is Bhagavan only. And you don't have any other concept. Nothing comes in the mind. Bhakti is not that easy. Bhakti is not singing some songs. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, we say. That is not bhakti. That is only a voice. Total acceptance actually. So I offer myself unto you, along with all things, along with all my possessions, along with all my wealth, family, everything. So later on, Appaya Dikshitar's brother's son, another Dikshidhar was there. So in the southern India, those who study Shastras traditionally, they will not only study the Prasthanatrayi, they will also study little literature. So knowledge of literature is required to understand the Shastras well, and also knowledge of literature is required to present it in a pleasing way. So when you present a subject, it should not be very dry. It should be acceptable to others. The other person who is hearing that, he should feel happy about it. So, Nilakanta Dikshita, his name was Nilakanta Dikshita, Apaya Dikshita's brother's son. He's also Gurudev's family. Gurudev in his book, Life of Saints, he writes about Apaya Dikshita and also about Nilakanta Dikshita. Nilakanta Dikshita has not written much about Vedanta, although Apaya Dikshita has written about commentaries on Brahma Sutra, etc. Nilakanta Dikshita has not written all those things, but he has written certain other things and very interesting slokas also. Some of the books are available in our library also. He was a great upasaka of Mother, and his samadhi is near our Pattamalai. That place is called Palamadai. His samadhi is there, and some of his works. Once when I went to Pattamalai for a trustee meeting, then I went to Palamadai, and then some photos I took there. And then some of the books they gave to me, and then I spoke to Swamiji also about this Palamadai and other places. So this Nilakanta Dikshita, there is one of his work is called Ananda Sagarastava. So it is a prayer, it's a stotra on the mother. There he says, "Why mother, why should I surrender to you? My ancestor has already surrendered myself to you," he says. Don't you know that Apaya Dikshita has surrendered all his family members unto you? So I am without, even before my birth, I have born as a dasa to you. Even before my birth, I am your dasa. So some people here also, some people are devotees of Gurudev, and as small children they were devotees. Later on they get married, and their children are there. They were born to me after we became children, Gurudev's devotees, so they are born devotees. They have not become devotees, they are by birth devotees. Like that, it is my dasabhava is nitya siddhatvam, because Apaya Dikshita has already surrendered all of us to you, and we belong to you. Like this idea, Apaya Dikshita takes from one of the legend, Purana they call it as. Like we have got Vishnu Purana, Bhagavata Purana, like that. On Shiva also there are a lot of Puranas. And in the Tamil literature there is a special Purana. It is called the Periya Purana. Periya Purana means it is about the stories of the devotees. So one of the story is like this. Among the Tamil saints, among the Nayanmars and others, 4 saints are very famous actually. Their works are being read here. Sometimes when the people, devotees from the Tamil Nadu come, they come and chant here that work, which is called the Tiruvachakam. So 4 saints are very famous saints. One is called Appar, and the second one is called Tirunavukar. The third one is called Manikya Vajakar. And fourth one is called Sundaramurti. Sundaramurti, they call it as Sundara. Sundarar, they used to say. Sundarar used to say. That Repa, according to Sanskrit also, Repa is a decorum. It is for Bahumana Puraskaram, Repa. Rama, they will not say Ramar. Ramar, that Repa is a token of respect actually. So the Sundara is like, the story of Sundara is like this. Once Lord Vishwanatha, Bhagavan Vishwanatha, he was looking into a mirror. So we all look into mirror sometimes for combing the hair or putting this. You do that, you put tilak and other things, or shave. At that time, we all look into the mirror. And then after that trimming and everything, they look and whether I look beautiful, I look handsome. everybody used to look, everybody used to feel, oh, I'm very beautiful, I'm very handsome. Like that, Bhagavan also felt, yes, I am very handsome. So he said, oh, I'm a handsome fellow, he thought. Then he called him, he thought like that, Sundara. He said, you are Sundara. So Sundara is Sambodhana according to Sanskrit. Hey Sundara. Sundara is Sambodhana. So when he says Sundara, then it becomes a call. So from that image, mirror image, one fellow came out. One fellow came out from the mirror image. His name was Sundara. Then he asked, you have created me, what should I do? He asked. Then the Sundara, then Bhagavan told to the Sundara, all right, he was a small child, a young boy, you go and serve mother, he said. So he was serving mother. So Parvati used to do puja and other things at that time. He used to help him bring flowers and clean up our people do in this puja. Like that he used to do all those service he used to do for Mother Parvati to do puja. So, but some mistake he made, some small mistake he made. So he cannot remain there. So Bhagavan told, all right, you have done this problem, so you cannot remain here in Kailasa anymore. So you go back, you go to earth and live there for some time, and then that is your prayaschitta, and then you can come back. Then he started weeping, if I go there, I will get involved in that. I cannot, I won't come out, I will be totally there only. No, don't worry, you will come back. No, I may go in the wrong direction again. No, you will not go. Then you give me a promise. Whenever I go in the wrong direction, you should block me there and bring me back. Then all right, Bhagavan says, all right, whenever you go in the wrong direction, I will block you and bring to you the right direction. He said, okay, he said. So the Sundara was born here and then, and he wanted to marry some girl. So everything was arranged, the marriage was about to be conducted. So Bhagavan, he comes there, and it's like a Brahmin, as in the disguise of a Brahmin he comes. No, you cannot have this marriage, he says. Why? You cannot have marriage, you are my slave, you are my dasa, he said. How can I be your dasa? I am an independent Brahmin, you are also ordinary Brahmin, how can I be your dasa? No, you are my dasa only, your grandfather has given me in writing, he said. Sahaparikarehi Atmanam Arpayami, he said. So your grandfather has given in writing that you are my dasa. Your family is my dasa. Even your descendants will be my dasa. How can it be possible? Let me see. Then he gives that. In the Taliwala it is written. So that fellow wanted to defy that. So he immediately put that into the fire. And Bhagavan says, I know that you will do this. So I did not give you the original, I gave you only a photostat copy. The original is with me. The real story, and I think Gurudev has mentioned it in the book also. So then he says, then let me see that. No, I will not give that to you. We will have a court and we will see there. Then they go there, and then the judges compare his original grandfather's handwriting with this. It is true. It agrees, handwriting agrees. So then they say, all right, what he says is correct. Your grandfather's handwriting in the old records, and this also tally, so you are his slave only, they say. Then he says, he asked me, what can I do? You come with me, he says. So you take him, takes him to Chidambara temple, and in the temple suddenly Bhagavan enters into the Vigraha. Then he understands, then he understands that Bhagavan himself has come. So why I say this? Because there they say that not only I surrender myself unto you, I am your dasa, even my entire parambara will be my dasa. The whole parambara will be my dasa. So the samarpana is like that. Not only I surrender myself, the entire thing, Entire thing I offer unto you, not something I myself offer. Other things will be there. It's not that way actually. So, say like that he says so. So, sahaparikarehi, atmanam me sahaparikarehi samarpayami, he said. So that's how he has done that. And then he says, anitarigatihi, so that is how Appayadikshita says, not only I surrender unto you with all things, including my family, my wife, children, everything are your dasas. And then I do not know anything, so now I say behold your name. I behold your name, I chant your name now itself, because I am not sure that I will be able to remember in the last moment of my life. Then he says, so here also, normally we say that if a great saint is there, in that saint, so the Shastra also says, if anyone become a saint, that the entire family will be purified. Because if I surrender, the entire family is purified. You surrender, your family, other people will also be purified. You find that in the Prahlada, in Vaishnava Purana and Shiva Purana, all these same thing only. Prahlada, after when Bhagavan took avatar of Nrsimha and killed this Hiranyakashipu, after that all the prayers were over, then Bhagavan becomes very calm, and then he asked Prahlada, I am very happy that you asked for some boon from me. Then Prahlada says, I don't want anything. My father has disobeyed you, insulted you, because he did not know, and because of his ignorance he has insulted you. You kindly excuse him, he says. Then Bhagavan says, what is that you are saying? When a son like you is there, even the 7 generations up and 7 generations below are purified. Why should you make a request like that now? Bhagavad, you will find that sloka. Saptapurve, those 7 generations above, one saint, his 7 generations above and 7 generations below will be purified, they say. So it is the idea actually, Appayadikshita brings it here. Not only I surrender myself, I surrender my entire family and descendants unto you later. Then Appayadikshita in his next sloka says, Yasrashtaram Nikila Jagatam Dharmame Purvamisha Tasmi Vedan Adita Sakalan Yachasakam Puranai Tam Madyam Gurumaham Asav Atmabuddhi Prakasham Samsarartha Sharana Madhunam Parvadisham Prabhadye. Appayadikshita is a great Vedanti. So in all these slokas, he has used the Vedanta Shabdas. Upanishad Shabdas only he has used. Those who are familiar with Upanishad and those who are familiar with the Shabdas in the Upanishad, they only can enjoy this. Otherwise you get an ordinary meaning. The beauty of these slokas and the beauty of the prarthana is not just the idea alone. What are the words he has used? How he has used? So he says, so this, when you read this, you should be able to correlate some of those things, some other things which we have read. In this sloka he says, Yas Rashtaram Nikila Jagadam Dharmame Purvamisha. One who created the Srashta. So Brahma, Srashta means one who, Srishtikarta is Brahma. One who created Brahma. Yas Rashtaram Nikila Jagatam Srashtaram Nirmame Purvam. One who has created the Srishtikarta, one who created Brahma. So we say Narayanam Padmabhavam. From Narayana only Brahma came. There also Janmadhyasya to Anbayati. Itaratascha Abhijñaswarat. Bhagavad Adya Shloka. Janmadhyasya to Anbayati Itaratascha Abhijñaswarat. Tene Brahmahridaya Adikavaye. Tene Brahmahridaya Adikavaye. Having created Brahma, And Bhagavan gave the knowledge of the Vedas in the mind of Brahma. So they say Brahma was created, he was sitting on the lotus, and then he was thinking what to do, where am I, who am I, and all these things. Then Bhagavan gave that knowledge. Yatha purvam akalpayat. So he gave that knowledge also. Bhagavan put the knowledge of the Vedas in the mind of Tene Brahma. Brahma means here Veda. Tene Brahma Hridaya Adikavi. Adikavi means, Adikavi is not Valmiki here. Adikavi means Brahmaji. In the mind of Brahma, the other Brahma is Veda. So Bhagavan put the knowledge of the Vedas in the mind of Brahma. So the Brahma did not learn Veda as we learn. We have to learn from the books, from the teacher. He did not do like that. He pushed that in the mind. Actually, the knowledge should not be learned from the books or from the teachers. Knowledge has to be put in the mind. The teachers will put that knowledge into the mind, your mind also. How they put into the mind? Because you do tapasya, you just think about it. You become receptive, and from Bhagavan you will receive the knowledge. That is why when they say that Satyakama and all these people, Japala and others, the teachers did not teach much. You take the cow and go to the forest, he said. They go and keep on rearing the cows, and the bull speaks to him. The bull speaks to him, the Agni speaks to him. Likewise, the knowledge you have to learn from everything around you. The tree should speak to you. The pillar should speak to you. The idol should speak to you. The crow should speak to you. If you cannot learn from the crow, from the dog, from the monkey, from the pillar, then you will not be able to learn. That is an intellectual knowledge, it will be of no use. All the intellectual knowledge will be of no use. Shastra Abhyasa is required, but Shastra Abhyasa will not be of any use to you for realization unless it becomes your own. That becomes our own when we begin to hear from everything here. Everything will speak to you. Everything is Guru. That is what Dattatreya has taught us. Dattatreya's 24 Gurus is that only. It is not who is Dattatreya Guru. He learned from snake, he learned from Pingala. It's not that way actually. Pingala, snake are all some media, that is all. They have spoken to him. Likewise, everything should speak to us here. The door should speak to you. The moth should speak to you. Everything should speak to you. If you can't understand it, it's very difficult. I can't explain it, but that is what the Shastra says. Throughout the Chandogya and Upanishad, Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, if you see, that the masters have not taught them much. Tapasa Brahma Vijijñāsasva Tapo Brahmeti. Then you teach me. Then he says, all right, you go and do tapasya. Tapa means tapa alochani. Tapa alochani. When Brahma was also not aware of what to do, then he heard two letters, 21 and 16 in the Bhagavad comes. 21 and 16 means ta and pa. Tapa, tapa, two times he gets. So he was thinking what to do. Then the knowledge comes from within. So knowledge has to come from within. Bhagavan has to come from here, not from outside sources. Bhagavan's avirbhava should take place here. And it takes place, provided you have opened up to him. So, he says, Yas Rashtaram Nikala Jagatam Dharmame Purvamesha Tasme Vedan Adita Sakalanyatya Sakam Puranaihi. So Bhagavan, that Supreme Bhagavan, Lord Shiva here, having created Brahma first, and then he gave the knowledge of the Vedas. Tasmai Vedan Adita Sakalanyatya Sakam Puranaihi. Veda and Purana, Nigama and Agama, both, Nigama, Agama, both knowledge, he put it into the mind of that Brahma. And Tamtva Madhyam Gurumaham Asavatma Buddhi Prakasham. That Guru, you Guru. And then Atma Buddhi Prakasham. Who is that Guru? Atma Buddhi Prakasham, you should not split actually. Atma Buddhi Prakasham is one word. Tamtva Amisham Atma Buddhi Prakasham, Atma Buddhi Prakasham. That Bhagavan who is enlightening my intellect, who is shining in my intellect, who is making my intellect to function. Samsarartaha, that Bhagavan, I am suffering because of the pains of the samsara. Sharanamadhuna parvadisham prabhadye, adhuna sharanam prabhadye. So I surrender unto you now. So I surrender unto you now, he says. You see, in this, you say first that Vedas are taught by Bhagavan in the mind. External reading is Shabda. According to Sanat Kumara's Upadesha to Narada, all these Shastras, what we study, is a Nama. Those who have studied Brahadaranya Upanishad, they know that whatever you have studied is Shabda, Nama only. That is what Sanat Kumara says, okay? And Shastra, so, and the Shastra Jnana, how it comes? Shastra Jnana comes from within. That Bhagavan explains this into the mind. Otherwise, we hear the sound and we make our own imaginations. There is no Shabda here which has got any specific meaning. There is no sound here which has got any specific meaning. It is all general. And you can make any amount of guess this way and that way. All the Shabdas are like that only, including Vaidika Shabda. So the real knowledge comes from within. Bhagavan puts that knowledge. He makes you understand this is what is mentioned there. So, and then Atma Buddhi Prakasam, he only enlightens our intellect to understand this. Yo Brahmanam, every day we say, Yo Brahmanam Vidadadi Purvam, Yo Vai Vedamscha Prahinodi Tasmai, Tagumbhadevam Atma Buddhi Prakasam, Mumukshurvai Sharanamagam Prabhadye. Atma Buddhi Prakasam is used here. Yo Brahmanam Vidadadi Purvam. One who created Brahma in the beginning, same thing he has used, you see. Yes Srashtaram Nikila Jagadam Srashtaram Yaha Nirmame Purvam Saishaha Tasmai Brahmane Vedan Adita Sakalanyascha Sakam Puranam. All the Vedas and Puranas he taught. So Yo Brahmanam Vidadadi Purvam Yo Ve Vedamscha Prahinodi Tasmai Tamhadevam, Tagumhadevam. The Vedic pronunciation is Tagumhadevam. Tamhadevam, Atma Buddhi Prakasham, Mumukshuhu Vai, Sharanam Aham Prabhatye. The very same idea he has put in this sloka. You understand? So one more sloka we will see this. Then again his Dasa Baba he says, Dasosmedit Tvaishvamaya Nityasiddham Nivedyam Janasyetar Tvamapir Yadaham Nirgadi Sabramami Nastyevanyam Mama Kimapite Nasa Vijñāpriniyam Karunyanme Sharanavaranam Dhinavrittir Grihana. Again he says, I am the Dasa. It is a Sharanagati, it is a Prapatti Shastra. Although Apediksha is a great Vedantin, And the other day I told you his work Parimala. Acharya Bhashya, then Bhamati. Bhamati's Bhashya is this Amalananda's this Bhashya. And for that the commentary is Parimala. You have that in that book. I don't remember anyway. Okay. Kalpathiru Bhashya. Kalpathiru. So now he says that again he says that Bhava. Dasosmiti Tvaishivamaya Nitya Siddham Nivedyam. Hey Bhagavan, I am your Dasa. That's a Nitya Siddha. Because my ancestors have already surrendered unto you. Not only they surrender unto you, they surrendered the whole of entire Parivar, they have surrendered. So I am already Nitya Siddham. I am Dasa is a Nitya Siddha. So there is no need. Do you want me to tell you again and again that I am your Dasa? I am already that. You don't go, I am a man. You don't say anybody before anybody. They know that the moment you see, that they know you are a man. I am a sadhu, I am a sannyasi, you need not say. Your dress itself, your external appearance itself says that you are a sadhu. You need not say I am a sadhu, I am a sannyasi, I am a man. All these things are not required. Likewise, I am your Dasa is not to be proclaimed, not to be told. It is not to be mentioned because it is Nitya Siddha Vastu. So it is Nitya Siddham. So do you want me to say it again and again? Why don't you take care of me now? Like that, I am your Dasa, you have to take care of me. Why don't you take care of me now? He says. Dasosmi dittvai shivamaya Nitya Siddham Nivedyam Janasya Tattva Vipyadakam Nurgadi Sambramami. You also know this. In spite of that, I am wandering here and there, I am caught up in this mesh. Nastyevan anyan mama kimapite nata vijñāpaniyam. I don't have to say anything other than that. Other than saying that I am your Dasa, I don't want to say anything else. I have nothing to say to you. And that also I need not say because it is a Siddha Vastu. So what do you want if you ask? I don't have to say anything. There is nothing in me, nothing I want to place it before you. I am your Dasa, that already Siddha Vastu, that also not to be told. You know this very well. Therefore, why you make me suffer all these things? Why don't you do what is to be done immediately? Karunyan me sharanavaranam deenavrte grihana. So I have come to you as your Dasa. So I have come to you with Sharanagati. Then you accept it. Nothing else is required. Like that he presents. So when it goes like this, it is now 8:50. So this is my sharing with you on this Apedikshita's Atmarpana Stuti. And some more slokas are there. If time permits, we will see later on. So, for the time being, I will conclude this now. Today I am concluding. Shukamukha Munivaryaha Kirtayitva Adibhaktya Paramasukapatahetum Santatam Tvaccharitram Paramapadamavapuhu Manasam me astu saktam Tava Shubhacharita Kirtani Vishwanatha Tava Shubha Charitabde Kirtani Vishwanatha. Om Sadguru Bhagwan Ki Jai.